So we're going to start a little bit about the Tzadok on the Parsha. The Tzadok actually deals with a very puzzling thing in the Parsha. We find that Hashem said, throw the staff on the ground. He threw it on the ground, it became a snake, and then what happened? Moshe Rabbeinu fled. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu fly? Why did he run away? So the Nitziv says, what do you mean? A person without even thinking, he sees a snake, he runs away. It's normal, it's a natural reflex. Rabbi Nachman says, he says, when someone says boo to you, so you get scared. He said, you don't have time to think. So you see that a part of you is reflex that's not really, it's not about thinking, it's not thought through. You have a part of you that's reflex, that's not really you. It's not what you'd want to do. You wouldn't want to jump, it didn't help you to jump. So I guess the reflex could be good, maybe yes. Someone sees a snake popping up, he jumps ahead. But Moshe Rabbeinu, it seems to tell us, like in the Ramban's, like, what, you think Moshe Rabbeinu, that's the type of person you have the Yishuv Das, that the snake, Hashem's telling him, thought it becomes a snake, you saw, he runs away. This is a little difficult. So he says, well, he was afraid that he would be punished. Maybe he deserved an onesh, but he came to give him an onesh. And the Kliyakar says that in the future, everything's going to have a refuah, except for the snake, whatever that means. So Memela, Parshas for the Klolos, whatever we find there. So Memela, he says, he sees that the Jewish people presumably are compared to a snake, so he's afraid. Maybe that means he's running away from the shlich. He's like, forget about this. Hashem is showing me it's basically you're hopeless. That certainly was not the intention. So the Tzadok has his own way of understanding. How did Moshe Rabbeinu run away? What happened? What happened? So it's difficult to say that Moshe Rabbeinu ran away just like anyone else. He said, after all, if he felt that Hashem, like the Ramban says, they're going to be punished, was he going to have to run away? He's talking to God. God says, this, if you meet snake, is to punish him. What's it going to help? It's not helpful. Since it's a little difficult to teretz there. He said, but the answer is that Hashem was showing him that the Jewish people are going to be even more immersed in klipa, in the negative forces. They will come to this place, it's called the klipa satanin, right? The snake bechina, it's a very bad bechina. It's a shorsh of nachash. That's a time when they're misbat l'Shabbos, they're able to do Shabbos, they're able to do Megillas. They're in big kids are very, very, very distant, very, very, very disconnected. Moshe Rabbeinu was afraid that in that point there would be this place of the Kesef Klipa, a very, very bad place, Arach Klipa. Chas v'shalom, maybe they'll be sholet on him too. Maybe they'll have mastery, they'll have power over Moshe Rabbeinu too. Just like the Nachash was able to get into Gan Eden. Tzadikim also. Shlomo HaMelech also was convinced by the snake to do all these, trying to make the Gula, but he made mistakes. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu was afraid, and he ran away. Yeah, Tzadok says elsewhere that the pshat is that he ran away because he felt that he deserved something problematic. That the Jewish people, you move your place, you change your place. Sometimes you become like a new person. There's such a thing. Helps a person do tshuva. I'll change my place. Maybe in that way I'll be saved. That's another place. But actually, yeah, the inyan here is that we have to be very careful. We have to be very, very careful because we are dealing with Nachash. Now we know that Talmid Chacham is Neiter v'Neikir Nachash. That's Talmid Chacham. He's Neiter v'Neikir what's the lashon there? V'Neikir Nachash. That he can respond like a Nachash. And this Sfarim say, some Sfarim say the Pshat is the Nachash, it says, doesn't enjoy, gets nothing from biting. Right? We find Yerushalmi perhaps that they ask the snake, what do you get from biting? You don't eat the prey, you get nothing. It's like, yeah, what do you get from Lashon Hara? Also get nothing, right? But the thing is that there's an Indian, there is a holy bechina of a Nachash. Bechina of, you can call it Mesiras Nefesh, you can call it whatever you want to call it. These different yana, which are the Gemara talks about this as well. There's holy bechina of a Nachash, this holy aspect. But generally speaking, it's a negative thing. So that's a negative thing. So it's not a simple matter. Not a simple matter. Not a simple matter. Yeah. So have to be very careful. Any place is possible to be infiltrated with this bechin of a nachash, this negative nachash. Negative nachash gets into any place. Have to be very, very careful not to let it really hold you back. And one of the big things to deal with this bechin of the nachash, one of the big inyanim is just to go on. Right? Like the Gemara says that the nachash is on his person's yichap by a nachash, so he doesn't stop davening unless it's really poisonous. The Parshas, he just keeps going because it's not going to really damage him. Like Akrav, yes. Akrav is an emunah promise. That's the bechin of Taib is just keep moving, keep going until you're zocher to overcome. So the Indian is, we want to be zocher, we want to connect in such a way that we're able to overcome these inyanim and rechannel to be a good kind of nachash, the positive, not the negative, not the problematic. That's the that's what something says about why Moshe Rabbeinu ran away, and b'chalal to try to change. Like it's important to when you're dealing with taivus and inyanim or whatever it is. Yes, when you're in avoda, like the Gemara says from the Gemara there. When you're in avoda, you keep moving. When you have taivus, do the best you can to run away. Be mishana makomo, be mishana whatever way you can. Try to get a different inyan. Try to change things a little. Try to mix things up a little bit in a positive kind of way. Say I want to connect to Hashem. I want to connect to His Torah. I want to find a place to be. Like we always speak about this idea. You find a kehillah or like a chaver, friends, whatever it may be. A person that's one thing that helps a shir, good, whatever it may be, to be able to connect to Hashem with something. That's really what it's about. Hashem shall be zocher. Finally, we're in this like unbelievable place of like Golas, which is zocher to Gula Shleima B'Karav Mamish.
Amen.